So come to a cross-leg seated position, and we'll just take a moment here just to get still, get into our bodies. Just notice how you're feeling. So sit tall, find that length in your spine, let your shoulders roll back and down. And just taking the backs of the hands to the knees, just come to stillness. And you might want to close your eyes. It might feel really difficult to close your eyes and be that still, because we're not normally. So if you want to, you can just take your gaze to the floor. So just finding one single point. And just start to feel into your body. Keeping as still as you can. So start to notice the parts of the body touching the mat, maybe the weight of the body pressing down into the mat. And you might feel like you want to take a few big deep breaths. Or it might feel really comfortable and really good to sit still. But just noticing either way, if it feels uncomfortable, if it feels really comfortable, just noticing either way how that feels. So scanning through your body. And just noticing any thoughts that come up as well. Maybe thoughts that have been spinning around this morning or for a few days. Or maybe it's something new that's popped in. So just noticing, just becoming aware. So let's start to take much longer, deeper breaths. So we're going to use the hands. So on the inhale, we're going to open the hands. On the exhale, closing them. So really focusing in on your hands and the movement in your hands. So as you inhale, opening your hands up, and then exhale to close them. So really focusing in. See how long and slow you can make your breath. You can come to your ujjayi breath if you want to here, that restriction in the throat, just to give you that sound and also to help make the breaths longer and deeper. So just go with your breath. Really focusing in on the breath, on the movement of the hands. And again, you might start to notice thoughts popping in, sensations in your body. And just notice those, and each time, see if you can bring your focus back to your breath, back to the movement in your hands. Just noticing any tension in the body. And with your exhale, you might be able to gently release out that tension. So it might just be that the shoulders drop slightly. It might be that the sit bones sink a tiny bit deeper into the mat. Let's take one more big deep breath here. Closing the hands down with the exhale. And then gently opening the eyes. Let's bring chin to chest. We'll just gently roll from side to side. So bring the ear down to the shoulder, just rolling in semicircles. Ear to shoulder on the other side. So go as fast or as slow as you want to here. You're just feeling into your neck muscles, noticing how your neck, your upper back feels. Keep breathing as you move. So stay with those breaths, those long breaths, and see if you can keep those going during the practice. You might want to take full circles, coming all the way around the back. See how it feels. You can always come back to semicircles if it doesn't feel comfortable. Or if it feels really clicky. Mine's really clicky this morning. It's going with that, just feeling into it. And probably the more you move, the less it will click. So let's come back to center, chin to chest. We'll gently lift and let's inhale, arms up to the sky. So reaching high. And then exhale, take it down, chin to chest. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale to lift. Exhale, take it down. One more time. Lifting high. Exhale, take it down. And this time we'll inhale. And then come into a twist. So taking the right hand behind, left hand to the right knee. So we're sitting toward the inhale, exhaling to gently twist. So again, sit bones are pressing down, shoulders can relax, and your chin can stay over your chest. It's just a gentle twist, just warming up. So with each inhale, you might lengthen, exhale, twist. Let's come back to center. Let's inhale, arms to the sky. And then exhale, twisting to the other side. So left hand behind, right hand to left knee. Chin over chest. Sitting tall, inhale. Exhale, gently twisting. So with each inhale, lengthening up. Exhaling to twist. Notice if your shoulders tense up, let them release down. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, twist. Let's come back to center. We'll take some side bends. So right hand out to the side. Inhale, left hand up to the sky. And then exhale to fold. So just gently folding over. It doesn't need to be a big stretch. Just finding that length in the side body, reaching through the fingertips. You're pressing that left sit bone back into the floor. So finding that length in the waist. Really feel that in the waist. And it might be that the elbow comes to the floor. It doesn't have to. You can bend that elbow in towards you if you want to go deeper. Let's relax the head and neck as well. So let the head go. You can move it if you want to here. So just letting the head move, feeling into the neck again. Stay with the breath. And then let's lift back up. We'll take it over to the other side. So left hand comes down. Right hand reaches high with the inhale. Exhale to fold. And again, that sit bone, that right sit bone this time presses down into the floor. You're reaching fingertips up and over. Keep breathing here, sending that breath into the right side of the rib cage. You can relax neck and head. Have a nod. Let it move from side to side. Let's come back up. And then let's take the legs wide. So come into a straddle. The feet are coming wide. Let's sit tall. And then we're just going to gently walk the fingertips forward. So it might just be a very, very tiny movement forward. If you're more flexible, you can come further down. But just feeling into it. Don't force anything. Just feeling into that stretch. Keep breathing here, and it might be that as you breathe, you can walk the fingertips a tiny bit further forward. Let's come back up. We're going to bend the right knee. So bring the right foot into the left thigh. And we're going to take another twist. So take the left hand, no, the right hand behind you, same side as the bent knee. And take the left hand to the right knee. So we're going to sit tall and then twisting with your exhale again here. So you can start to move the head from side to side. So moving chin to shoulder, each side, just feeling into your neck again. And then let's reach that right hand up and over. So keeping hold of that right knee with the left hand, we're going to come up and over. So reaching up, reaching through the side body again. So it's a stretch in that right side, reaching up. And again, you might come up and not come very far over, and that's totally fine. You're just feeling into that stretch. So feeling into the stretch in the back of this left leg as well. Keep breathing here. You can let the head and neck go if you want to here. Big deep breaths. And then let's take that right arm up and over again. Take it behind you, and we're going to lift up. So coming up onto that right shin, lifting up and over. So you can reach as far back as you want to. I've got a wall here, but you can reach all the way up and over if you want to here. Let's take it down, and we'll change sides. So straightening out that right leg, left foot comes into right thigh. We're going to take the left hand behind, right hand to the left knee. So coming into a twist again. So sitting tall, exhale, gently twist. And then we're going to just gently move the head from side to side. Just feeling into neck, in the upper back as well. So just noticing what's going on. And then let's take it up and over. So reaching that left hand away and then coming over. So stretching that left side of the body. So you're reaching towards the toes. The fingers don't have to touch the toes. So keep breathing here, big deep breath, sending it into that left side. Let's relax the neck and the head. Just feeling into the neck muscles. Just let the head be heavy. Keep breathing. And then let's take the hand behind again, and we're going to lift up. So coming up onto that left shin, reaching behind. Big deep breath. Let's take it down. Let's come back to center. Let's bring the knees together and we'll roll down. So coming all the way down onto your back, and we'll do some abs. So we're going to interlace fingers behind the neck and head. So just where the head and neck join, interlacing here. Lift elbows to the sky. Going to round through the lower back. So really press the lower back into the floor and lift the toes. So the whole of the lower back is really pressing down. Spread the toes, press through the ball of the foot, and then inhale to lift head and shoulders. So you're lifting up, lifting elbows to the sky. Let's exhale to straighten the right leg, bring the right elbow to the left knee. Inhale, center, exhale, left leg straightens, left elbow, right knee. Inhale, center, exhale, right leg straightens, right elbow, left knee. Inhale, center, keep lower back pressed down, left leg straightens, left elbow, right knee. Inhale, center, last round, right leg straightens, right elbow, left knee. Inhale, center, left leg straightens. Inhale, back to center, let's release down, give the knees a squeeze, have a rock from side to side. And then let's take a stretch, a full body stretch. So reaching through the right side, reaching through the left side, fingers and toes away from each other. Stretch out the abs. Let's hug in and take a few rock and rolls up and down your mat. So they can be big rocks, they can be teeny tiny rocks. Or if it feels too much on your spine, you can always roll on your side and come up. So when you've done a few rocks, let's cross at the ankles, roll over the feet. We'll come into tabletop. And in tabletop, we're going to take it back to child's pose. So bringing sit bones towards the heels. You can keep the toes tucked. And we're gonna round through the spine. So we're gonna roll up. So rounding, lifting between shoulder blades, chin to chest. And then just as the shoulders come over the wrists, we're gonna arch the back, lift the head, lift the sit bones, take it back. So we're exhaling to come forward, inhaling to take it back. So exhale forward, round through the back. So you're pressing into the hands, shoulders come over wrists. We're gonna lift the head, lift the sit bones, take it back. So you're arching through the back as you take sit bones back to the heels. One more time, exhale, come forward. Rounding through upper back, chin to chest. And then lifting head, lifting sit bones. Inhale, take it back. So from here, we're going to lift into our downward facing dog. So spreading the fingers, pressing into the hands, lifting sit bones to the sky. So tuck the toes, lift up. So keep that length in your spine that you've got in your child's pose. Take it into your downward facing dog. So it might mean the legs stay bent, and that's okay. You might start to straighten and we might start to walk them out. So just walking out, bending one knee and then the other, but try and keep that length in your spine, your sit bones lifting to the sky. And stay with your breath, keep breathing here. Let your head, your neck relax. Big deep breaths. And we're going to come into some body rolls. So just making that a bit bigger, that roll that we were doing before. So we're lifting up on the tiptoes, rolling forward, rounding through upper back. Shoulders come over wrists. Let's bend the knees. Lifting sit bones, lifting up. So lifting back towards the sky. We're going to do that 2 more times. So rolling forward, rounding through upper back. Shoulders over wrists. And then arching, lifting up. You can always take knees down as you come back up if you want to here. 1 more time, rolling through upper back. So really feeling into the spine, bend the knees, maybe take them down, lifting high. And then let's take it forward. So rolling back to high plank this time. You can always bring knees down here whenever you need to. So just have a rock. Forwards and backwards here, feeling into the backs of the legs, pressing down into the hands. So keeping the spine in a long straight line as much as you can. You might bring knees down. And then let's lower all the way down to the mat. So knees, chest and chin come all the way down. Keep elbows tucked in. Let's inhale to a low cobra. So really using the back muscles, using the glutes, the bum muscles to lift you up. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. And then exhale to gently release down. Let's lift again. So this time, just gently pressing hands into the floor just to help you lift that tiny bit higher. Really focusing in on your lower back. Taking it as high as feels good, just gently tucking tailbone. Releasing down with the exhale. And then 1 more time, lifting high. This time, coming up as high as you want to. So you can stay low if that feels better for your back. Maybe you come all the way to your up dog. Or anywhere in between. So if you're coming to up dog, arms are straight. Thighs and knees are just gently lifted off. And wherever you are, let's take the gaze over the right shoulder. Gentle twist, and then take it over the left shoulder. Gentle twist here. Let's come back to center. Release it down, and we'll come back to downward facing dog. So either through your plank or take it through your child's pose. Lifting back, downward facing dog. So again, finding that length in your spine. Bending the knees if you need to. Pressing into the hands. Let your head and neck completely relax. And then let's tiptoe forward. So tiptoeing all the way to the hands. Let's come into ragdoll. So hands to the elbows. And just gently swaying side to side. Just allowing the whole of your upper body to relax. Your neck, your shoulders. You can release your hands if you want to. Just really letting go. But grounding into your feet, so really feeling your feet pressing into the mat. And then let's roll up. So coming all the way up, rolling through the spine. Let's take the arms up. And then take hands through heart center. And we'll come into mountain pose. So just taking the hands wide. Hands up beside you, palms facing forward. And just feeling into your feet. Let's lift the toes, spread them out. And then place them back down. Just standing tall, so lifting from your waist. Out through the crown of your head. So you might tuck the tailbone just slightly. Just finding that extra tiny bit of length in the spine. Grounding down through the legs. Take a big deep breath here. Exhaling out. One more time, big deep breath. Letting it go. And then let's open the eyes, coming to our sun salutations. So coming to the top of your mat, let's inhale to rise up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Find that length through the spine. And then exhale, hands to the floor, step back, high to low plank. So knees, chest, chin, elbows tuck in as you lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath here. And with the exhale, looking forward, step or jump feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, lift the toes. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back. High to low. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath in. And with the exhale, looking forward, step or jump feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, lift the toes. One more time, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back. High to low. So knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big deep breath in. With the exhale, looking forward, step or jump feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, lift the toes. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Let's take hands to the floor, step the left leg back, low lunge. Back knee comes down, top of the back foot, lifting to the sky. So press down into the feet, top of that back foot into the front foot, reaching up with the fingertips. So engaging those leg muscles. Let's take some arm circles here. So reaching forward, exhale. Inhale to lift up. Exhale forward, keep pressing into the feet. Inhale to lift. One more time, exhale, come forward. Inhale, lift up. Let's take it down. We'll step back to downward facing dog. So you might want to give that right leg a little shake. Take any movements you want to here. Take a big deep breath. And with the exhale, step the left foot forward this time. And we're going to come into pyramid. So step the right foot halfway up. And we're going to come onto the fingertips and work with lengthening that front leg, that left leg. So it might not want to straighten. You're stretching into those muscles in the back of the left leg. So lengthening the spine as much as you can. Press down into both feet. And just gently feeling into the back of that left leg. Try and bring the right hip forward slightly. Keep breathing. Keep taking those long, deep breaths. Really imagine you're sending that breath into the back of the left leg. One more breath. Let's step it forward. So step that right leg forward. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Let's take hands to the floor. Step the right leg back this time. Low lunge. Back knee comes down, top of the back foot. Lifting arms to the sky. So again, engaging those leg muscles. Press down into the feet. Lifting with the fingertips. Let's exhale to come forward. Reaching forward. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, forward. Inhale to lift. One more time, exhale, forward. Inhale, lift up. And then take hands to the floor. Let's step it back. Downward facing dog. So give that left leg a little shake if you need to. Pressing hands into the floor. And with your next exhale, let's step that right foot forward. Coming into our pyramid on this side. So step the left foot halfway up. Come onto the fingertips. And then just gently straightening that front leg. It doesn't have to be completely straight, but just feeling into that stretch. Working with straightening the leg. Breathing into the back of that right leg, into all those muscles. Gentle stretch, don't force anything here. See if you can bring that left hip forward slightly. Stay with the breath. Take one more breath here. And then stepping that left foot forward. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Let's bring feet and knees together. We'll lift up into chair. So sitting as low as you can in your chair, reaching arms up. Or taking hands to heart center if it feels too much on the shoulders. So pressing down into the feet. Using those thigh muscles, length through the spine. Take a big deep breath. Maybe lift the toes. If you want to, you can come to a balance, so coming up onto tiptoes. One more big deep breath here. And then exhale, hands to the floor, step it back, high to low plank. So knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take any movement you want to here. Might just be a walk out of the knees. So bending the knees, nodding the head. You might turn heels from side to side. So anything that feels good here, anything you feel like you want to do. And then with your next exhale, let's step the right foot forward to warrior one. So lifting up to your warrior one, back foot comes to 45 degrees and your hip bones are towards the front as much as possible, towards that front foot. So reaching up, bending into the front knee. Big deep breath here. Let's interlace fingers behind the back. So we're going to lengthen through the front body. So opening up through the chest as you inhale. And then exhale to fold forward. So that right shoulder is coming inside the right knee. Hands are lifting up behind you. And if it feels too strong on the shoulders, you can always release the hands and just bring them up behind you. Keep pressing into the feet. Big deep breath. And then inhale to lift back up. Come back to your warrior one. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Step it back, high to low. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath here. And with the exhale, step the left foot forward, warrior one. Back foot comes to 45 degrees. Lifting high, reaching with the fingertips. Keep bending into that front knee. Hip bones towards the front as much as possible. Let's interlace the fingers. See if you can do it the other way around, other thumb on top. And then inhale to open through the chest. Keep pressing into the feet. And then exhale to take it down. So left shoulder inside, left knee. So you're coming forward, you're lifting hands up over the head, really bending into that front knee. Press down into the feet. You can let the head hang. Big deep breath. With the next inhale, lifting high. And then exhale, hands to the floor, step it back. High to low. Inhale, cobra or up dog, elbows are tucked into the ribs. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath here. Big exhale out. Feel free to come to a child's pose if you need to have a break. Take a moment here. And then let's bring feet together and lift the right leg to the sky. So you can always bring the left knee down here if you want to, and do it on hands and knees. So spreading the toes, pressing through the ball of the foot. Exhale, knee to nose. So lifting that knee as high as you can. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale to rise. Exhale, knee across to left elbow. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale to step the foot through between the hands. And we're going to take the feet hip distance. We're going to keep the left hand down. So lifting that right hand when you're ready, coming into a twist. So you're reaching up with those right fingertips. Imagine your wrists and your shoulders are all stacked on top of each other. Keep pressing into the feet. Big deep breaths. If you want to, you can sink hips towards the floor. So just gently sinking down. One more big deep breath here. Let's take the hands down and we're going to heel toe that right foot out to the side for our lizard. So the toes come off the mat, the heel stays on. Gently start to rock forwards and backwards. And it might feel good to release that back knee down, so do that if you need to. You're just exploring this right hip joint. So have a play with moving it in all different directions. See how many different directions it can go. So you might go in circles, you might rock gently side to side, forwards and backwards. You've got the option to bring the forearms down here. So if you know you've got the flexibility, if you want to have a play, come onto the forearms. You can always come back up. So maybe rolling around the foot, so rolling across the toes, over the heel, just allowing the knee to move as well. Just feeling into it, feeling into the muscles in the legs. And then let's come back onto the hands if you've got forearms down. We'll heel toe the foot back to the center. We're going to tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and we're going to take it out to a side plank. So we're going to hop that left foot out to the side. So take your left hand, so your fingertips come off your mat. I couldn't work out what was wrong there. So take your fingertips out to the side. And then we're going to lift that right hand up. So using this right foot to support you here. So reaching high. Have I lost anyone? Are you all good? And then if you want to, stay here, or you can start to have a tap of the foot behind. So taking the foot behind, that right foot, tapping forwards and backwards. It might get shaky. Have a little play. And then let's bring the foot back to the front. We're going to drop the hips down. And we're going to come across and hug this right knee in. So the foot comes to the floor. We'll hug the knee in. Give it a squeeze. And then let's take the foot so it's inside that left thigh. And we're going to lift up. So take the right hand behind, lifting high. reaching as far away behind you as you want to. Really find that length in the side body. And then let's come back. We're going to roll back to the front and step back, downward facing dog. So unraveling yourself, coming back to your downward facing dog. Taking a couple of big deep breaths here. Child's pose is always here as an option. Let your head and your neck go. And then let's bring feet back together and we'll lift the left leg to the sky. So spread the toes, press through the ball of the foot. You can always bring right knee down and then exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, knee across to right elbow. Inhale to rise. And then exhale to step the foot through between the hands. We're going to keep that right hand down, feet at hip distance, and then lifting left hand. So you're coming into a twist. You're lifting those left fingertips up. Imagine wrists and shoulders are all stacked on top of each other. Big deep breaths here. Maybe sinking the hips a tiny bit lower. You can always look to the floor if it feels too much on your neck. So just feeling into that, really pressing down into that bottom hand. One more big deep breath here. And then let's take hands to the floor. We'll heel toe that left foot out to the side this time. Coming back to our lizard. So hands press into the floor. Let's rock forwards and backwards. You can always drop that back knee down if you want to here. And then maybe side to side, maybe circles. You might drop the back knee and come straight onto the forearms. So just exploring, just getting to know that left hip, the muscles in the backs of the legs. Just feeling into it. It doesn't need to be, you don't need to force anything or really find the edge of any stretching, just moving, feeling into what's going on. Just breathing as you move. So really imagine you're sending the breath, creating space in that left hip. Maybe rolling across the toes, coming onto that little toe side edge. And then let's come back up onto the hands if you came onto the forearms. We'll heel toe the foot back to the center. And take that right hand out. That's the bit I missed before. So fingertips face away. So that hand comes off the mat. And then we're tucking the back toes, lift the knee. Step that right foot out to the side, so you're coming into your side plank. So this left foot is supporting you here, lifting left hand up to the sky. So you can always adjust this left foot if there's too much of a stretch in the hip. So finding that place where it's supporting you, it's lifting you up. And then if you want to have a play, just tapping the foot behind and then take it forward again. Tapping behind. Keep breathing as you move. And then let's take that right hip down, so lowering down, hugging that left knee in. Let's take the sole of the foot to the right thigh, and we're going to open up. So left hand behind, lifting high, finding that length again in the side body, really reaching from fingertips to toes. Big deep breaths. And then let's roll back. So coming all the way back over that right leg. Hands come down, take it back to downward facing dog. So take any movements you want to here. Feel free to come into a child's pose. Take a moment. Big deep breaths. And then with your next exhale, Let's step the right foot forward and come into warrior two. So that back foot's parallel to the back of the mat. We're reaching fingertips away, bending into that front knee. Let's straighten the front leg. Gonna hop the back foot a tiny bit closer and come into triangle. So hips go back as far as they'll go, reach forward, and then take it down. So engage the thigh muscles, feel the kneecaps lift. You can either take hold of the leg, wherever the hand lands, or take the palm to face forward. So you're working the core muscles if you're releasing the leg. Keep lifting with that top hand. Let's take one more big deep breath here, press into the feet. And then lifting back, let's come back to center. We're gonna turn those right toes in. And then take hands to the hips, lengthen through the spine, inhale, exhale to fold forward. So you can bend the knees, you might turn toes in, heels out, just to give you space in your lower back. Coming all the way down. Let's take hands to the floor, let the head go, so the head relaxes. You might feel like you want to take the feet wider, so do that if you want to. Maybe hands start to walk towards the back, so walking them through the legs. And just letting your head and your neck completely relax here, so press into your feet. Feel the blood rush into your head, into your brain. You can nod the head here if you want to. Stay with the breath. And then let's take it into snake squat. So bending one knee, straightening the other leg. Just gently moving side to side. So you can use your hands to support you here. Or if you want to, you can come into ninja squat, so hands come to heart center. You're just working with strengthening the legs as well. So if that feels too much, you always take the hands back down if you need to. You're just gently feeling into that. And it might be a fast kind of bouncy movement. It might be much slower. You might take your time on each side. So just feeling into it. Breathing into that stretch. And then coming back to center when you're ready. Let's take hands to the hips. We'll inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to come all the way back up. And we're going to turn the left toes out to the side. So taking it into your warrior two on the left side. So left knee bends. Fingertips reach away from each other here. Let's straighten that front leg. Hop the right foot a little bit further in. And we'll come into our triangle on this side. So hips tilt back, reach as far forward as you can, and then take it down. So wherever the hand lands, take hold of the leg, or maybe bring the palm to face forward. So you're lifting that top hand up. Again, wrists and shoulders are stacking on top of each other. Keep pressing down into the feet, engage the thighs. Feel those kneecaps lift. And then let's lift back up. Let's turn the, which one is it? The right toes out. So we want the toes facing out, heels facing in. And then take hands to the hips. Let's bend the knees. So you're coming into a squat. And then we'll take the hands to the thighs. So really pressing hands into the thighs. Arms as straight as much as possible. We're going to do some shoulder drops. So really straighten those arms. It might be that shoulders lift up by the ears, and that's fine. So just taking the right shoulder down, you're looking over the left shoulder. So just gently feeding into it, feeding into the upper back. It's a stretch in the upper back, a twist. So keep pressing into the feet. Let's take it over to the left side. So just gently dropping, see if you can keep both arms straight. Stay with the breath. And you might want to move with your breath. So it might be that as you exhale, shoulder comes forward. Inhale to change. Exhale, shoulder forward. So just going with your breath. Again, moving as fast or as slowly as feels good. You might sort of hover on one side. So just keep breathing, keep taking those long, deep breaths as you move. Let's do one more on each side. And then coming back to center, let's straighten the legs. Let's turn the, I've totally lost it, left toes to the front. We're gonna hop forward and come to chair pose. So lifting arms up, squeezing feet and knees together, lift into your chair. And then let's straighten up, hands to heart center. And let's come into some balancing poses. So let's start with tree pose. So taking the weight into the right foot, gonna bring the left foot to the ankle. Find that focus point. And then you can either stay here if you feel really wobbly this morning, or take the foot to the shin, or give it a hand up to your thigh. So just finding that place that feels good for you. Try and avoid your knee joint. If you feel like you're pressing on your knee, come higher or lower. And just gently pressing foot into leg, leg back into foot, so your leg muscles are engaged. Your legs are strong, they're supporting you. You're grounding down through that foot. Feel into the bottom of the whole foot. You're lifting from your waist up. Let's take the arms up. So stay with your focus point, stay with your breath. And if you want to here, you can have a play with changing your focus point, or maybe you close your eyes. So maybe looking to the sky, maybe you just have a play with looking from side to side. See what happens to the different muscles that are working. If you fall out of the pose, it doesn't matter. You're having a play, having an explore. So see how you keep your balance or you lose your balance. Just being curious rather than punishing yourself for falling out of the pose. So stay with the breath, keep breathing. And then exhale to gently release down. And let's take it to the other side. So weight into the left foot, right foot comes to the ankle. And when you're ready, take it to the shin, maybe up to the thigh. So staying with your focus point to begin with. So really feel into the muscles in the legs. So you're grounding down through your legs. Feel into your foot. All four corners, the big toe, little toe, either side of the heel. And then you're lifting from the waist up. Breathing into it. So take hands up if you want to here. You can stay here. Stay with your balance if you want to in your focus point, or you can have a play, maybe changing your focus point, maybe closing your eyes, see what happens. So really feeling into your body. If you're closing your eyes, really bring your focus in to all those different muscles that are working. And notice if you're holding your breath, just gently come back into it. Just allowing yourself to explore. And then releasing down when you're ready. Let's take one more balance. So let's take the weight into the right leg and we'll hug in the left knee. So hugging in, find that focus point before you hug the knee in. Let's take the opposite hand to the hip. We're going to take the knee out to the side. So if you want to here, you can take hold of the big toe with the first two fingers. Straighten out the leg and then take it out to the side. So see how it feels. If it feels really strong, you can always take hold of the knee again. So take it out to the side. Let's bring it back to the front. Bring the knee back to the front. I'm going to release the toe and then take the foot out behind you. So you're coming into aeroplane. So you're going to follow your focus point down the floor. Take the foot out behind you. Palms face down, and you're trying to make a long line from head to toe, so all the way down through your body. So take your focus to the floor, and then let's lift back up. So lifting high, Hug in the knee. We're going to straighten out that front leg. So you might lean back slightly. Lifting that foot. Maybe lift it a tiny, tiny bit higher. And then exhale to release down. Let's take it to the other side. You can give the legs a little shake. Let's hug in the, I don't know which side we're on, the other knee. Hug in the other knee. Take hand to the hip. And then either keep hold of the knee or take hold of the toe. First two fingers. And then straightening the leg as much as you can. It might not straighten, but just feeling into that. Take it out to the side. So take knee out to the side if you have the knee bent. Stay with your breath. Take it back to the front. Let's release the toe. We're going to take the leg through. Hands come out to the side and the foot comes out behind you. So straightening the leg. Coming forward, follow that focus point down the floor. Reaching fingertips away behind you. So keep the toes spread on that lifted leg. Toes spread so the muscles are engaged. It'll make the leg lighter. Long straight line with the body. Big deep breaths here. Let's lift back up. Reaching arms up to the sky. Hug the knee in. And then let's straighten the leg out. See if you can lift it a teeny tiny bit higher. And then exhale to release. Okay, let's come back to the tops of our mats. Let's inhale to rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Let's step it back and come back to downward facing dog. So we're going to bend the knees here. And with the exhale, we're going to hop forward. So maybe one big hop, maybe a few little hops. You can cross at the ankles. And let's roll all the way down. So lifting up the toes, you might come through your boat pose. Rolling all the way down. Come to the floor. Take a big deep breath here. Exhale out. Just allow your body to sink into the floor. And then hugging knees in. Have a rock side to side. So give them a squeeze. Have a rock. And we'll come into our back bend. So feet come to the floor, hip distance apart. Just check you can touch your heels with fingertips. And we're going to come up into a bridge. So press down into the feet, press into the hands, lift the hips up. So you can lift the toes if you want to here as well. So if you're lifting toes, you're supporting your knees by engaging your shin muscles. You might interlace fingers underneath you here. So start to bring shoulder blades towards each other, just allowing you to lift that little bit higher. Little finger edge presses down into the mat. So lifting hips as high as you can, tuck the tailbone, chin to chest. Breathing here. Take one more big deep breath, really press into the heels. And then releasing slowly down, rolling through the spine. Let the knees come from side to side. Just gently windscreen wipering knees. And we're going to do one more of those. So either come to another bridge, or you can take a wheel if you have wheel in your practice. So pressing down into the feet again, just check you can touch heels with fingertips, and then lifting when you're ready. So either keep hands pressing down, or you can interlace fingers again. Little finger edge pressing to the floor, shoulder blades come towards each other. Big deep breaths. So tuck the tailbone. Imagine you're sending your tailbone towards your knees. So just giving you that tiny bit of extra space for your back bend. Big deep breaths. One more breath here. Let's slowly come down, so rolling through the back. Again, let the knees come from side to side before you hug in. And then let's come back to center, and we're going to come into inversion. So taking hands under the hips, we're going to lift the toes up to the sky. So if you're practicing headstand and you'd like to have a go at that, feel free to have a play. Just checking there's nothing behind you in case you fall. So go really gently. So lifting toes up, you can stay here, maybe bring feet up the wall, or come to your shoulder stand. So take the toes over the head, and when the hips lift, take hands to the lower back. So with your toes over your head, you're walking your elbows in towards each other, so they're directly under your hips to support you. And when you feel like they're underneath, start to lift toes up. So the weight is in your elbows and your upper arms, rather than your neck. So you're lifting up. And if it feels good, you can start to walk your hands up towards your shoulder blades, so lifting your hips even higher. But really notice if it's hurting or putting too much pressure on your neck. You can always come back down slightly. So take any leg variations you want to. And again, remember to keep breathing. Stay with your breath here. So you might be pushing the sky away with the toes. You might take straddles, splits, anything that feels good. Bending the knees. Maybe feet together, knees apart. And then let's take the toes back over the head. So they might come to the floor, they might not, coming to your plow pose. And either supporting the hips to come down or take the hands to the floor. And you can have knees bent or legs straight. See what feels good. If you want to work the core, see how straight you can keep the legs. So coming all the way down as slowly as you can. And then when the feet are down, you can hug your knees back in. Have a rock from side to side. And let's take a happy baby. So coming to center, take hold of the little toe side edge of the feet. So arms come inside, hands come to outsides. And then pushing your feet up to the sky, but pulling your feet towards you. So your knees coming towards your shoulders. So staying with your breath, you might have a rock from side to side here. You might have a play with straightening one leg and then the other. And if it feels really strong to be here, you can always take hold of the backs of the thighs. So see if you can bring hip bones, shoulders back down to the floor if they've lifted up. So try and keep your spine long. And then let's release down. And we'll release into our Shavasana. So taking the feet as wide as the mat. Hands come out beside you. And just take a big deep breath. So one last big deep breath. And with your exhale, just allowing your body to sink into the mat, just to melt into your mat. Let yourself be supported by the earth here. You can close your eyes. So coming back to a natural breath. Let your feet flop out to the sides. Just allow your whole body to be heavy. Giving yourself time to absorb the practice and to experience complete relaxation. So bringing the focus down to your toes. Let your toes completely relax. Relax soles of the feet, tops of the feet and your ankles. Relax shins, calves, knees, backs of the knees. And feel your thighs relax. Relax your pelvis, your lower back, abdomen, and the whole of the rib cage. Feel your upper back relax, your shoulders, your collarbones. Relax your arms, your upper arms, elbows, forearms and wrists. And feel your hands relax. Fingers, thumbs, palms, and the backs of your hands. Relax the back of your neck, your throat, jaw, your tongue in your mouth. And feel all the muscles in your face relax. Allow your forehead to completely relax. Relax your scalp. Relax your brain. Feel your whole body relax. So start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And let your head gently rock from side to side. And then hugging your knees in. Roll onto your favourite side. Just take a moment here. And then when you're ready to, coming up to a comfortable seated position, hands to prayer at heart center, eyes closed. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this morning. Taking thumb knuckles to forehead center. Namaste. Thanks so much, guys. Lovely to see you all. I'll see you soon. Have a lovely day.